So for today's workout, kind of similar to the last 2 days, but not going to do sled reverse and forward. Instead, I'm taking my legs out of the equation, and I'm going to focus more on, so at least for the first exercise, I'm doing back. So starting off with sled rows. So when I'm doing the row, I'm kind of sitting back, and as I sit back, there is a tension that's developed. I'm gonna do this for 5 sets, and then on to something else. So for the next exercise or circuit, doing this 3-part thing with the kettlebells. So usually I do 1-arm snatches. This time I'm going to do 2 hand snatches. The weight being used is 62 pounds in each hand, or 28 kilos in each hand. So I'm going to do 3 2-hand snatches, 3 gorilla rows, and 6 push-ups. All of that looks like this. Disconnected. Then the rows. And then ending off with push-ups. With the push-ups, I'm making sure that my chest sinks between the kettlebells for full range of motion of the shoulders. Yeah, that's one circuit. Gonna do. So I've done 3 so far. I think I'm gonna do at least another 2 more. But yeah, that's what's going on. So I noticed on the previous 2 videos, I think the record button on the audio recorder got hit a little too soon, and it didn't record the ending portions of whatever I wanted to say on either of those videos, I don't think. In any case, moving into tactical snatches. So anything, what I've come to understand is the word tactical is used in the context of kettlebells when you're switching hands in the middle of the movement, going upward. So like a tactical clean, tactical snatch. I'll show you what that means in a second. And then, what else? 3 tactical snatches, 6 kettlebell swings to flips, and then 3 alternate kettlebell deadlift rows. All of that looks like this. Swings to flips. So similar to the previous circuits, I'm going to do 4 to 5 sets of these, and then I think I'm going to do at least one more superset or circuit or whatever. Then mobility, or maybe the next thing is going to be mobility, I don't know. Whatever's next is next. I might change my mind in 2 sets. So moving into mobility, starting off with some hamstring mobility. So usually I always do cable good mornings, but one of the cable machines at the gym is broken, so we have to come up with something else. Using a kettlebell and holding it in Zercher hold, so in the elbow crease, keeping one leg elevated, and then my goal now is to get chest to knee. If you can't get chest to knee, pretty much just try to get as close to it as possible. And come up. I'm going to do this for 5 reps each side. Looking to slowly descend in to the stretch. Active stretching with weight or resistance has shown to improve mobility more than just stretching. So whenever I do mobility stuff, there is always a resistance, or more often than not, a resistance component to it, and it's usually an active stretch. Gonna do this for 5-ish sets. Oh, that was number 3, so I got 2 more left. Then probably gonna stay on this and do like a groin stretch, but that's what's up next. So for the groin stretch / mobility exercise, doing leg elevated Cossack squats. So, I'm gonna be doing body weight and also staying on my toes of the leg that's planted on the floor. Looks like this. So as I sink down, the quad on the left leg is engaged big time, and then also there's a stretch on the groin and the hamstring of the elevated leg. Similar to the previous exercise, doing 5 each side. Now, I already have a decent level of mobility to perform this exercise. So if anyone's trying to perform this, regress it to a level that you can do. So if you want, hold on to something and then sink into the position. Maybe don't go as low into the squat or whatever. Make the necessary modifications so that you do it safely rather than jumping into the deep end right away. But yeah, I'm gonna do another set of that and then probably move into some hip flexor stretch. So for the hip flexor stretch, the gym that I go to has one of these hack squat machines that has an inclined surface like this, so I can use it to keep my front leg. So what I do with that is I do a split squat, an ATG split squat pretty much, but because of the way this is angled, it's slightly different than, I guess, what I usually do, and what ATG split squat is usually, I guess, meant to be. I don't know. In any case, this allows for a deeper knee bend, but takes some pressure off the quads since it's not flat on the floor, or at least that's how I feel. And then I'm able to focus on the hip flexor stretch of the leg that's planted back, and then I try to lean back to exaggerate that stretch, and then once I reach a threshold, I slowly start pushing with the quads to come up. But I don't go all the way. I just kind of bounce around in that limited range of motion. I try to move around a little, move side to side when I'm in the stretch position. And at least mentally what I feel when I do that is my hip flexors loosening up a little. Doing 5 each side of that. When I'm in the stretch position, I also take a moment to notice if any muscles are tight that don't necessarily need to be tight. And then when I relax them, I'm able to sink deeper into the stretch. Anyway, gonna do this for another set. This was my third one. And then I might hit the sauna, although it's getting pretty late, so we'll see. So, ended up sitting in the sauna for 15 minutes. Took a 15-pound kettlebell in there with me and pretty much just did some mobility stuff with it, some shoulder rotation stuff. Yeah, nothing too structured, I would say. Pretty much whatever I could come up with to get within 15 minutes. In any case, my bus isn't coming for another 30 minutes or so. So decided to do a little physique check. As I've been mentioning the past couple of videos, my goal now is to get super lean and shredded by June, July, at which point I'll probably try to maintain my level of shreddedness and try to grow or whatever. But I don't even necessarily think of it in that way. I think of it more so in the terms of performance. So if my performance is increasing, then, you know, usually the size and look kind of follows. Let's do a back. Cramps. There's a problem with posing right after the sauna. It's like being dehydrated and gets you all cramped up. Chest, the striation's looking good. In any case, I still think I have quite a bit ways to go before I'm truly satisfied with what I want to look like. But that's just the extremist body dysmorphia talking. But yeah, that's it for today's video. See you all tomorrow.